Good morning to all the listeners out there, to all of the people tuned into the Millionaire by Morning show. We have a guest with us today who we need with us starting the beginning of February 2024 to get us well into the year. She's an expert in leadership and business growth. She can talk to us about working smarter and not harder, how to automate your systems. She's a business and leadership consultant, president of Milestones LLC, and she brings over 25 years of experience in business. I want to welcome Sheila Slick to the show.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for having me here this morning. I hope I can share some useful insights to your audience.
I'm pretty sure you will. I have checked out your website and did a dive into what all it is that you offer with Five Milestones. And if you could take us back a little bit, I guess 25 years ago, how did you first start in the business?
Well, so a little bit about me. I was born the child of entrepreneurs. I'm a fourth generation entrepreneur. So it's kind of like what we live, what we breathe, it's in our DNA. I have three kids and our conversations are always revolving, around ideas and businesses. And so it's a different mindset. So with that in mind, I met my sweetheart in college and he was also an entrepreneur or aspiring to be an entrepreneur, coming, with an entrepreneurial background. And we graduated with that dream. We are going to be business owners, but you need money and you need experience. One thing is working for, someone, and another whole thing is starting your own business. So about a year later, I traveled overseas, a death in our family. And when I went there, I saw an opportunity. It was a post-communist country. And we thought, well, we can't go wrong. So when I came back here, we created a business plan, which is a business consultant and certified mentor. I can't emphasize the importance of having a plan before you start the business. It looked great on paper. We were going to be millionaires by morning. It's only going to take 90 days.
Right.
But then the reality set in. We were a manufacturing company. It literally took about 3 years to start seeing profit.
Right.
That company was founded in 1995. I was about 22 years old, and all of a sudden in the construction industry, manufacturing sinks, countertops, and that company still is around today. Fast forward a few years, and I began, getting pregnant, couldn't be around the factory, and joined the family business, which was a retail store. And we scaled that to 4 operations. And I wanted an MBA. I felt that I needed all these answers, right? Because when you have a business, you need a mentor, you need answers, you need someone you can turn to. And I thought the MBA, would just provide all of the answers to all these questions. So in my heart, I always wanted to be the first woman with an MBA. And on a trip back here, Apple invented the mobile application, the app, which a lot of people in this time, they can't imagine what it's like to not live without a cell phone or internet. And I thought, man, this is the future. I'm living in a third world country. I've got 3 kids. How are they going to learn, how to program? Because this is a future. If you don't have these skills, you're not going to be able to succeed in the 4th, generation.
Right.
So I went back and I learned how to code. And I began code. This was just my hobby, right? Remember, I'm a retail jewelry store owner, mother of 3, but I began coding, and every app I'd code, I'd put up in the App Store for 99 cents. They were all educational apps. I'm passionate about education. And about 3 years into that, I had maybe 13 apps up in the App Store. A local university calls me in and says, Sheila, we need your help. NASA is hosting a Space Apps Challenge, a hackathon, and you're the only person that we know that can make these apps. And I'm like, what? I'm like, bye. You have me all wrong. I am not a scientist. I know nothing about space, right? Like, I mean, what's NASA?
Right.
Um, and I'm not a hacker. I learned how to code and I've got these apps up in the App Store, which back then they would sell on their own. You didn't even need to market them. Getting 100 downloads a day for a multiplication app was piece of cake. And I went back home and the kids were like, Mom, you've always said you can't fail. If you don't try, you're not even trying. And I thought, what have I done? So I went back and I said, we're going to do this. And there's no way that we can compete and like win. We're competing against, 83 different cities, but we will compete to show that, that we can, that we can make an app. Well, it was a huge shock when NASA picked our app and gave us an honorable mention for most inspiring. Our app tracked the ISS, the International Space Station, and they were looking to create awareness, with the younger kids. So we would track the location, and if you spotted it, you'd press a button and then you'd share that to social media. And so now that happened, we made the news, and now I've got like a line of companies asking me if I can make apps, for their company, including an insurance company. And I thought, oh my God, like with technology, I'm going to be able to track the cars that break down in the middle of nowhere to, send back a notification of the insurance company. The State Department approached me and asked me if I could do a program, a 2-year program, so that we could educate, these kids learning English on how to use that. So that's how I began. That company fell on my lap. My rush was to go incorporate it so that I could sign contracts and start receiving money. So that's how I got into software. And that was 2013. I did a lot more, moved back here, and I thought, it's time to go get that master's to help me transition after living 23 years overseas. It was just like, whoa, starting over, leaving all of my accomplishments behind. So I earned a master's degree in leadership. And a lot of people think leadership is like, oh, I'm the boss. And leadership is the opposite. Leadership is helping others be their best self. It's not about you. The only thing that's about you is, the self-awareness that it takes to be able to realize where you're at and how you can help others. So that's my story today. I still have my software company, but now with automation, my passion has led me to use marketing automation. It's a complete business management solution, and that's where I'm at now. I help coaches, consultants, service-based companies make sure that they've got the proper system in place to be able to be more profitable, be more efficient, and automate a lot of these tasks.
Okay. All right. So the coaches and consultants, are they specific, or can they be in any industry or niche?
Well, so now let me put on my consultant's hat, because you want your message to really speak to an audience. My challenge has been trying to just focus on that niche. So you don't spread yourself too thin. Now, I served as chairwoman of SCORE, which is a national nonprofit. We have 11,000 mentors nationwide, and they're business mentors, right? If you need a free coach or mentor, you can go online and sign one up. So what happens there? I had the experience in the technology. And so I was trying, mentor all kinds of businesses. But the moment that you're able to focus and really define who you're serving is when you're able to do your best. So I am trying to just niche down on the coaches and the consultants, preferably those involved in education, looking to make an impact, that need an online course, that have thought leadership and are looking for the proper systems to be able to share their message.
Got it.
But I can help you. So if you're a life coach, it doesn't mean I won't help you, or a financial coach. But yes, you really should niche down.
Let me ask you this. as far as the growth of coaches, do you think that you've seen an influx in that industry here lately?
So I've seen two things. The numbers say it not only has grown exponentially, but it will continue growing. And I've also read I've seen a lot of research, a lot of data that shows that people are also choosing independent consultants, once again, because they're more specialized in a certain niche rather than a general, consultancy firm, so to speak. So I can help you with a more specific problem if I niche down, because now I'm an expert in your problem, right? Rather than just general.
Yeah.
I understand finance. I understand operations. I've been in business 21 years. But when I look at our company that still runs today, I'm like, no, I don't want to coach a manufacturing company. There are so many components, from the design to the estimate, to the delivery, to the inventory, to the payroll management, to the installation. It's just so many different things going on, that if you put that hat on, then I can't turn around and help, a dentist whose process is completely different. The second thing I'm seeing is it's almost disheartening, right? To just see often in social media, all these people claiming that they're, these coaches that can get you to 6 and 7 figures and just click here and just act now. And if there's one message I can say to Millionaire by Morning is, be careful, when you're seeing these shiny things, because it really doesn't happen like that overnight. And I also see a lot of people that are buying like these, you buy in the box and it's almost like they're copy pasting the templates, and they think that because, they purchased, the system that now they're going to be able to help coaches. And that's not what it's about.
Right. I interview a lot of coaches, and for the most part, they either have a lot of experience or they have really taken the time out to get educated on the subject.
Yes.
There are, I guess, for life coaches, you could basically take your specific life and teach based on that. But other than that, I agree with you 100%.
So with the life and even with business, right? The idea of getting a coach is getting someone that's been there and is going to hold your hand and show you the way to save you time and to help answer some of your questions. It's almost like a parent, right? Like we're here to guide you. I can, tell my kids what they should do. Now I know how to talk to them, and I say, let me advise you, and you're going to make your own decisions. I can't do it for you, but here's what I've learned, from my experience and my advice to you.
Right. That's correct. Um, and like they say, this goes around in coaching circles. But as far as anyone that's out there that's listening, as far as the importance of niching down, a common concept is if you have heart problems, you wouldn't want to go to a general physician. You would want to go to a heart doctor that specializes in doing hearts. So look at it that way, right? And yeah, keep it specific. Keep it specific instead of general. Sheila, if I could, based on your business, you have different programs. Can we speak on the programs that you have and offer?
Yes, I'm focusing on 2, which has been my 2024 goal, right?
Okay.
So every year I do my own business plan. And when I say a business plan, yes, the first time it's big. So the 2 services or the 2 programs, I am doing a business edition and a personal edition. The personal edition is a professional excellence program that is going to tackle the 4 biggest skills that you'd say they didn't teach me in school. And it begins with reliability, time management, which sounds a lot easier said than done, communication, critical thinking skills. And I am actually delivering that in person here in Daytona Beach at a local college, but I also am setting up online so that I can help others and not limit it to just in person. I'm thinking of calling it the pillars of success, right? Because I really believe that when you have certain skills, and you're not born with these skills, you have to, learn them and practice them, put them into action. You really, can take your life and make what you want out of it. The second one is the business, and it's a framework. So the program would be to first analyze where you're at, where are your gaps, so that we target that first specific problem. So an example, if you're a coach or you're in business, the first thing you need is awareness. Is it marketing? Are you not growing because you don't have the clients? People don't know you exist. If that's not where your gap is, your gap may be the second one, right? You're spending too much time in the administration or trying to convert your leads into clients and then deliver and then turn them into repeat clients. So with the 3 stages, you need the proper system in place. And with technology, a lot of people have a free app here, they're using this software here, and they're not streamlined, they're not communicating with each other. So that's where I not only offer the strategy, the consulting, I also implement the systems for them. So those are my 2 programs.
Okay. Now, I have to ask this because I've been hearing a lot about it lately. Is this a Go High Level platform?
No, it's called Keep, and it was formerly known as Infusionsoft.
Okay. So Keep operates at this time. I'm pretty sure that I've heard about it, never looked into it, but they are offering automation at this time.
So it's not just offering automation. I looked at 8 different platforms. And what I noticed was you get a lot of these that'll say, oh, it starts at $10, right? Or, you can try the free version, and then they limit you to how many contacts you may have because it's a CRM, right? Or they only offer the CRM. Oh, and you wanted the marketing package. Well, that's an add-on. And so when you start doing the math, I'm like this, all these add-ons, I'm going to end up paying double or triple what Keep costs. But where they're really robust is in their automation. So you can incorporate the CRM automation with your task automation and your marketing. So I felt it was the most complete business system out there. And they also integrate with Stripe. So I am able to create estimates, send invoices, create landing pages with a checkout. So it's a beautiful system if you're looking for a complete business management software. Now, it's not for everyone. If you're a big enterprise or a big company, I'd say go to Salesforce. But for what we're doing, it's just seamless.
I wonder if it's is different parts in the area. I used to stay in Florida, and I heard a lot about Keep while I was down there. But now I'm back in Texas. I don't hear about it that much anymore. So I wonder if it's a location type of deal. But there's a lot of them out there.
There are, and what I can tell you is that it's not easy to really, you build that infrastructure. It's like you're building the foundation for your business. So it's not something that you ought to just kind of wing. It's almost like a commitment. So you really need to understand how to use the platform so that it not only works for you today, but it grows with you. And a lot of these, if you're not a techie, you may not understand, how to get that functionality out of the software. And you may make the mistake that you start with one you're using, for example, and I don't want to put names in here, but I was using MailChimp, right?
Okay.
And integrating that with my WordPress websites. So MailChimp is great at, doing the email, and then they start growing and they start trying to get into everything, right? It's almost like all these tech giants want to get a bite of everything, but almost like their niche, they're not focusing on, so you're not getting, I don't know how to explain it easily. You're not getting the best of everything. You're getting, features, but
Yeah.
perhaps there are better solutions if you bought them independently. So with this one, I don't know that it's the biggest company. I know Infusionsoft has been around.
Mhm.
I kept looking because Keep runs at about $199 a month. And I was like, well, is that what I want to spend monthly? As a certified partner, I am able to offer all of your guests or anyone a special link where they would receive it for $159 a month. And why does Keep offer that? Because they know that even if you don't hire me, but you have access to a professional, someone that's an expert that's been trained by them, you're more likely to remain with them because they can build for you or they can assess you. Now, they also have a lot of DIY videos and they have chats and customer support. But a lot of these platforms, you really need to take the time to learn them in order to maximize their offering.
Very much so. I'm going through it right now. I'm able.
What do you use?
So I'm using, man, what you're saying is what I'm looking for, because I am using ClickFunnels, Active Campaign, HubSpot,
Okay.
and there's one more that I have used MailChimp. But yeah, so all of those wrapped in one, and I really just want to automate my system, like you're saying. A lot of people have been coming to me with Go High Level. It's really huge right now. And it does that. So I'm looking at this moment, I'm looking to incorporate all of my automation into one.
So ClickFunnels, you're probably paying more than Keep for a month. And ClickFunnels has the landing pages. They are wow, right? So the landing pages in Keep are not going to be as robust, so to speak, or the designs as the ClickFunnels. But where ClickFunnels would fall short is you no longer need the HubSpot and the Active Campaign because you're getting that in Keep. So you can still build beautiful, I'll show you all my little landing pages. And then once you have one or two or three, because a lot of these require, it requires 3 landing pages, right? The entire customer journey isn't just one page. So once you do, the first designs, then you can just duplicate them. So I love to teach my clients how to do it on their own as well. I'll screen share with them so that then they're like, Sheila, I just created, my new landing page. How do I automate it now? I'm like, we'll jump on a different call and now I'll go through the automation. The other beauty of being a partner is any automation that I already have created, I can export right into my clients' accounts. So then I am saving you a lot of time having to put the pieces of the puzzle together. Now you're
Yeah.
just going to go and click and change out, the content of each one of these. So I'd be like honored to help you in making sure that your system is right.
Thank you. Thank you for that. It's stressful.
Make me a millionaire by morning.
So I have a concept for that, right? I have a concept for millionaire by morning. And here's my concept. And it's something that I'm working on at the moment. Of course, it's a brand now. It's something that I'm working on at the moment, and it's based on, first of all, mindset. So there's different pillars. I've built out different pillars that will be a 8-week course, because the pillars are different. Is different how should I say it? It's weekly motivational concepts. And it first starts with mindset. By the end of it is monetization. I'm a marketing expert. So this automation, it's amazing how fast it all changed up because I've had to change my entire system. And now it is automation. And you also have to become a consultant because AI is taking over. So your average marketer is now having to become a consultant due to AI. So that's exactly the program that I am attempting to add to my offerings as well. Is exactly what you're doing with the automation attached.
Well, so here in front of your audience, one key part of business, right, is finding strategic partners. Now, that doesn't mean you have to hand over half your company to me, but it means finding people that you can work with, that then you can share audiences, or you can say to your client, you know, I can't serve you. Every time you hear, I don't know if you can hear a ping.
Yes, I do. I do. What is that?
My automation working for me. Each ping has been this is beautiful. 11 minutes ago. This is what it looks like. You have a new appointment. Check that
Yes.
out. Gling,
Yes.
gling. That's how automation works. So before we had gotten on the call, I probably sent out about 30 different emails. Now, when you say, oh, they're all automated, there's certain things that are automated, but personalization is key. So I actually went in, looked at my pipeline and thought, okay, I have certain tasks that I have to follow up with certain people. So I just clicked a button, clicked their contact name, picked the template, and I only had to change out certain text to make sure that my message was specific to them. And you're hearing ding, 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 the results. It's almost like the little casino. My mind is going like cling, cling.
Yeah. I love those
So
dings.
mhm.
I said, I love those dings, knowing that you
So
have
do
someone
I,
that,
because here, you know, where am I focusing my time is, you know, expanding my network, sharing my insights, doing what
yes,
I love doing,
yes,
help others rather than figuring out, you know, how to do all of these other tasks. So it's like building a roller coaster. You have to put the pieces together, and you don't have to build the mega roller coaster, right? You could just start with a small roller coaster,
Mhm.
put the pieces together, and then it's just a matter of like, you know, when you're lined up, then you just ride the ride.
That's right. That's right. Are you, what you just mentioned is the part that you like to do. Um, and that's basically lead generation, getting out, speaking with people. You said you had an upcoming event at a college. How often do you do that? And let's include webinars and workshops.
So I'm transitioning. Like I had mentioned, after I got the master's and it was during COVID, I joined SCORE. And I loved it so much. That was when I wanted to share with others how to start the business, right? Especially since it was so easy to start a business in the United States of America, right? Compared to starting a business overseas. And I immediately got on the board of directors and became the chair for 2 counties. So these past 2 years, I've dedicated 30 to 40 hours leading our mentors and mentoring um, small businesses. So with that in mind, I am now like liberated. I feel like I have these 40 extra hours where now I'm just focusing on me. So I am hosting a workshop for the city of Ormond Beach. And that's a 10-week program. It ends in March. With the college, I'm an entrepreneur in residence. So as a consultant, I go in and I help students and different ages, right? They're not all 18 years old. We have a lot that are about 40 years old that are going back to school because they already lived life and they want to do something better. And they also want to either have a side gig or start their own
Mhm.
company. So I mentor them. So this program that I just did is once a month. It's an 8-hour workshop, 2 hours for each one of the pillars. And that's going to be in person, one session per month. I'm also offering it locally to companies so that I can go inside, and then that would be, you know, a more customized program based on their needs.
Are you cold calling these companies? How are you generating interest into the companies that you are going into? I know for sure that SCORE speaks volumes. You know, if you got that under your belt, you can probably literally walk into a school or a business and tell them you have a program to offer. But for anyone that's out there that has a program and would like to be able to host it at a business, how would you say to start?
So reaching out to a business is the same as reaching out to an individual. The difference is that you're multiplying the amount of people. So I'm going to give you an example before I tell you how I reach out of my colleague and how she reached out. So she has a profile on Upwork. She does 3 different things, but one of the 3 is optimizing your LinkedIn. She has an OMU service. So through Upwork, they hired her for LinkedIn. It just had to be someone really high up in a big company. And he said, what you just did for me, I want you to do for all 300 of my employees. So he hired her from Upwork, right? She did his LinkedIn, one, and then he set up 3 different like webinars and had all the employees sign up. And so she's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. All of a sudden, I just got access to 300 people, and her calendar was going bonkers. She's like, how am I going to be able to, you know, serve these? I said, I got you. I will help you, but don't you say no, right? Like, you're going to have to now put the right systems in place. And she's using Keep, by the way. So that's how she reached out. You need one connection. So you need access to a decision maker within the company, and then they take care of the rest. SCORE is a nonprofit and they don't charge. We're all, you know, we were all volunteers. I'm actually now not active because I completed my term. I'm now moving on to the next, I'm looking for that next community where I want to give back, but I'm not there yet. So what happens when you give back and you're active is people hear you, you help them, and that is all referral. So they actually come to you. So when the college came to me to be the entrepreneur in residence, I was like, yes. And once I opened that door and I did a good job doing what I did the first year, now I'm in, and I said, I really want to be able to have this program, and it's for workforce development and fits right here within that. And so they set it up for me. And the way that's getting sold is through them. They're the ones reaching out to the industry. And so that's where I said, please make sure that we add on site so that we don't limit them. I'll get in my car and I'll go to them, but I'm really passionate about this program. It puts not only my leadership skills to use, but it also puts to use the data that I got, which is the skills that a lot of the people are needing or that they're lacking.
Right, right.
So it's a win-win.
It's needed. It's needed. That's awesome when a need is fulfilled.
Yes. And I learned so much about communication. And I've done a lot of public speaking. And you'd be like, oh, you're going to go to public speaking. And I'm joining Toastmasters so that I can take my speaking to the next level, because it's all about always trying to find a way that you can improve yourself.
That's right. That's right. Well, I guess that is the future. My next question was going to be about your future, but I think that pretty much summed it up. Is there anything else as far as the business is, the way the business is headed?
You know, one day at a time. I do have my plan. I have my vision, and I will be writing a book this year. So when I had shared my story, it was a few bits and pieces, right? But the different transitions motivate a lot of people, and they motivate a lot of people who end up having to face a change, either by choice, by chance, um, or because life threw it out them, at them. When I moved back here, my life was going so great. I was complacent. I wouldn't have thought it was just, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Right. And civil unrest changed that. Sometimes things are out of our control, just like a COVID, right? How did it affect a lot of people? And so when that happens, you can always find opportunity and say, what do I need to do to make sure I move forward?
Right.
So with that in mind, I did a beautiful article. I got interviewed on Authority Magazine, and it took me like a week to be able to answer that. And the feedback I have gotten has been, please just keep writing, write the book. So I feel that it really broke down what I can write about. So now I put that on my list for 2024.
Yeah. Keep it moving. And that's something that you could base your speeches on. Once you get the book, that opened doors for public speaking. So that's perfect.
Yes, that's it. But my short-term goal is to work with you, become a millionaire by morning. Let's automate the whole process, right? I just got to automate cooking and exercising, and then I'm all good.
That's it. That's it. Maybe parenting. I wish we could automate that right now for next year.
No. I got my kids are like taking any accomplishment I've done to the next level. I'm not automating that. I am giving them the tools and everything they need so that they remember me and they pay it forward.
Yeah, straight up. Exactly. One last question. Is Slick really your last name, or is that like a play on, I think it's really cool. That's a really cool last name.
Yo me llamo Sheila Arguello Santos. My husband is Benjamin Slick, and my married last name is Slick. I've been married about 30 years.
Okay.
So, yes.
Where are you originally from?
I was born in Managua, Nicaragua, which is a country just north of Costa Rica. A lot of Americans know where Costa Rica is at. So in the 80s, it became communist. It was under the USSR rule. So I never grew up there. I grew up in Miami, Florida. And when the USSR, after the Cold War, broke into pieces, it became a democratic country. And so my family, or at least my grandparents, were like, oh, it's time to go retire overseas. And they started moving back. So when my grandfather died, I was probably 21 years old. It was March 1995. I went back to go see, like this country that I was born in. And like I said, had you asked me 6 months before, you're going to be living in Nicaragua, manufacturing sinks, I would have been like, huh? What are you talking about? I haven't even been there. I don't know the country. And by just getting out of your comfort zone, just by leaving your community, by traveling, especially overseas, and embracing other cultures, the perspectives change, your mind changes, and you're like, oh my God, there is so much more to life.
Yeah.
And so over there, I thought, oh my God, like this is so neat. We can like discover all of, the Americas. So I did get a chance to travel all of Central and South America in those 20 years. I've also lived in Europe, and I did have a chance to visit India. So I'm all about travel and learning, about other cultures. And what I learned was that the Latin American culture is so hardworking, so humble, so warm and loving, that I wouldn't change that for the world. And the family values are something that I still am instilling, with my kids here.
Right.
To
Yeah.
with
Travel
you.
is key. Travel is key. It's actually part of one of my pillars for my program, movement. Like, because I feel like you take a little bit from everywhere that you visit. And I think it's very important to be able to do that. Where can people find you, Sheila, online?
So they can find me in one of two places: Sheila, Sheila, Slick, SLICK.com, and 5milestones.com. That's my business website where we talk about the system. SheilaSlick.com is where I will be doing the personal program, the book, and both have the link to my LinkedIn. So I'm focusing on one channel. I am a professional. So you won't really see me on TikTok. You won't really see me trying to dilute my time in all the social media platforms.
That's good. That's that's good. You're really staying focused and in a specialty type of sense. You don't see that too often. People think they have to be spread out thin. Sheila, I want to thank you for coming on the show. Anyone that's out there that's listening, that's watching, I know that they received a bunch of information from this quick talk. We could go on all day about automations and marketing and leadership and business development. It's an awesome topic, and it's something that it seems that you and I really enjoy. So, for strategic partnerships are concerned, let's keep in touch. I'm going to show you how to become a millionaire by morning. You're going to show me how to automate. All right. So thank you for coming on today. And I'm going to let you get to the leads that you just received from your automated system.
Thank you so much. And thank you to your audience. And if there's anything I can do to help you all out, just reach out. I am very open about communication, and my automations are personalized, but I am also doing a lot of the responding. So feel free to reach out.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, Sheila, have a great day and much success to everything that you do from here on out.
Thank you.
Bye now.